What's up, everybody? It's your boy Al.
And I'm Erica.
And today, we're going to be talking about choices.
That's right. Life is about choices.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how choices determine where you're going, even in your relationships.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Choice is yours.
That's right. Let's talk about it.
It's time to settle down. Everybody gather round.
It's the Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about
It's
it.
the Alan and Erica show.
Conversations now, mixed with love and laughter.
Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about it. Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, the show.
Babe.
Yeah.
It's an open, not a song.
What? That's what I do.
All right, today we're going to be talking about choices. Choices, the things that change your life. They shape your life for the good, shape your life for the bad. But we're just going to get right into it, talking about choices. Now, what are the importance of choices, Erica?
Well, life is about choices. Every position that you're in is due to a choice that you made.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go first. A choice that I have been living by the consequences for a long time is when I worked in community relations, I like to wear high heel boots.
Oh,
And I didn't know much about shoes or what kind of shoes I should wear. So I just wore fashionable shoes. And I made a choice one day. I made a choice one day to take a walk to deliver some books that one of my clients ordered in person. And I had on high heel boots.
wow.
And it was probably a 3-mile walk. It was quite far. I didn't know it was that far. You know how you see a place and you think it's closer than what it really is, and then once you get to walking, you're like, "Hey, this is a lot further than I thought."
Yeah.
Not only was it further than what I thought, but once I made it to the gate of the school, there was a huge hill
Wow.
that I had to walk up. Now, at any moment on that walk, I could have made the choice to turn back around, but I didn't. I walked. And I walked all the way there. And even after knowing how hard of a walk it was there, I made the choice to walk back. And that was the start of my foot pain.
Wow, you
Yeah.
took a whole lot of trying to get up that hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then made the
So-
choice and it just messed up your foot. So now that your foot, what happened with your foot? I mean, you said you walked with this.
Oh, man. Well, I basically compacted 2 nerves in my foot.
Wow.
And I went through a series of doctors who misdiagnosed it. And really, the funny thing is the injury is actually a result of a back injury. That's a result of a foot injury all the way back to, I think, 3rd grade. So it was a lot of misdiagnoses. If someone would have caught it in time, there was one doctor I remember saying to my mother, her gait is off. And I didn't know what that meant, but he figured out that the way I walked was incorrectly. And I don't remember much of a follow-up after that, like no physical therapy, no, let's teach her how to walk properly. Because maybe if I had gone further or if the medical, community pushed a little bit more, then I would have learned all that I needed to know about feet and correct shoes and how to walk properly. So all of that played a part in it, of course. But ultimately, it was the choice that I made to walk that very long walk after already having foot issues in those high heel boots. And my life was never the same after that. So
would you recommend strippers to stop dancing in high heels? I mean, because you walked in high heels and you got a neuropathy injury, right?
Yeah.
So a stripper who's on a pole, sliding down and jumping on with heels and running in heels, like even prostitutes, they run in heels. Would you recommend them to make a choice of changing to sneakers?
Well, my choice is to say that is none of my business. Whatever they want to do is on them, okay? I can only speak for me. Okay.
But
so
we are here to aspire to inspire.
yeah, hey man, do what you need to do. That's all I got.
So
okay. Yep.
hookers, prostitutes, strippers. If
Hey,
y'all
man.
watching,
All I'm saying is just rock the foot. Whatever you do, just
Rock
heel toe that
the
thing.
foot.
I just, hey man, whatever you want to do.
so with this choice you made about your foot,
Yes.
it's been a long-term injury. It's
Yes.
been wow. How long has it been?
Now you about to make me cry.
Go ahead, do it.
No.
Boost our ratings.
I know, right?
Cry.
No, the injury with my foot started really in 2007. That was the first time I felt the pain. It started like with a pinch in my ankle. And I was like, that's weird. I was working out on an elliptical. And I was like, my ankle is hurting. That's strange. And so I put it off. Then I went to the doctor and they told me it was arthritis in my ankle. And they threw a prescription at me.
Wow.
And I was just like, I don't think that's it. So I made the choice, not to make not to take the arthritis medication. And then I just continued. I did, and all the work that I've ever done has always caused me to be on my feet. Like I never had a desk job. It's always community relations, public relations, doing hair. Like who does that? So yeah, that's what I did. Just a series of choices and misdiagnoses. And finally, when I couldn't walk one day, I literally went to put my feet on the ground and they burned so badly that I couldn't take a step. I decided to go to a podiatrist, and it was just it has been a whirlwind of treatments. I've been through 2 surgeries,
Wow.
4 procedures. I have one coming up, and I am often in immense pain.
I'm
But
excited about your
life's
new
about
surgery.
choices.
Yeah, but I'm excited about your new surgery.
Thanks,
the thing
babe.
you got going, because I think this is going to be the one. This will be like your third try.
It is.
And 3 is your number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now my turn. Ask me a question.
Okay, so what's a choice that you made that you feel still impacts your life today?
Sheesh. Well, I made a choice to further my education, my skills.
Okay.
From when I was a kid. I talked about before that I went to barber school after I was allegedly selling things to people, and that kind of hurt my community. I feel bad about it, but
Okay.
that was a youth. But
It was non-prescriptive drugs. Okay.
non-prescriptive drugs.
Okay.
But I made a choice. I sat back and I seen a lot of my friends. They made a choice to stay in that thing and kind of made a career out of it, so to speak. And a couple, it's sad to say, man, we lost a couple of them due to it, and that situation always ends in jail or death. And I saw that in the future, not for me, but I saw it, and I said, yo, I got to make a choice to get my life on track. So I decided to go to barber school, and when I went to barber school, it was funny because I was working at McDonald's, and then after I worked at McDonald's, I quit there and worked at a barber shop, and I was standing on my feet for 2 hours, and I think I felt the pain of your foot for walking up that hill for 2 hours my first time cutting hair, and but I just knew.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
I don't even remember.
See?
I
Go
don't
ahead.
remember. I think I was wearing Timberlands because
Oh, no.
because back then we were working Timberlands. Like everybody in my shop that I worked at, everybody had on Timbs, and we was always wondering why our feet hurting, and never had rubber mats.
Oh my God.
Never had rubber mats.
Okay.
Straight Timbs, thugging it out. But I just made the choice to do so, and I feel like every choice that I made has helped me progress to the next level. So I don't get mad at my choices, whether they're good or bad. They all help propel me to the next level. So once I made the choice to become a barber, I went to a barber shop and found some friends and made a choice to start a music career. So I made that choice too because I just felt like I was on that path, but I wanted to excel higher. Like I just said, every choice you made helps you get to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level, and then 4 years ago, we made a choice to move to Georgia.
Yes.
And the choice has been very good.
Yes.
for now, and I know that it's going to get greater, man. It's just about all the choices. You have to keep in mind that every choice that you make is going to, like I said, propel you or help you.
Absolutely.
And I love to give advice to people. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I don't even give advice to people. I just tell people my experience,
Yes.
and hopefully that they'll make a choice off of what they heard. Because if you give somebody your experience, I mean, you tell them what they should do, and then they make the choice because, like, God didn't direct them to go that way, and they make a choice off of what you said to do, then they're not going to they're going to be mad at you. You told me to go that way. You told me,
Yeah.
hey, bro,
I've gotten that before.
I was just trying to help you out, man. But
Yeah.
what I do now, I've learned, and this is a choice. I've learned not to tell people what they should do. I just tell them, hey, this is what I did,
Yep.
and if it works for you, then it might work. But if it doesn't, then the choice is yours.
Very true. And I
Yeah.
do want to double back. Although I made that choice, right, to make that walk in those high heel boots, I remember what I was thinking about when
was
I
you
took the
thinking
walk. Won't go there, but I was angry. I was angry and I was walking hard. And I will say that the pain, ironically, that I've been dealing with since 2007 has pushed me to make better decisions for myself. It has pushed me to stand up for myself. It's pushed me to have a low tolerance for things that normally I would allow.
Right.
I always said that God was using this pain on purpose. It's forced me to delve into my health. It's forced me to study the nervous system. It's forced me to, and every step along the way, I've ended up helping somebody else. I always run into somebody who needs the information that I researched.
Right.
There's a point in pain that you go, I'm not listening to another doctor until I get in there and figure out what's going on for me. There's a point in pain that forces you to research where you should go. And this last doctor, my neurologist, it came from me in the middle of the night saying, help, like knowing exactly what to Google. So even the choices that you think give you a bad outcome, it's always for the good. It's always for the good. So I don't want to say, although I would rather not have the pain, but I am grateful for all of the lessons and the character development that comes from the pain that I have in my foot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm learning now that even the choices that I beat myself up about for a while, they were necessary.
Right.
Like one choice that has been really hard for me to forgive myself on was walking away from television.
Ooh,
Yeah.
these are the good choices. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now the plot thickens.
That's been a choice that haunted me and has definitely brought some tears because I worked in television. I loved my job. I really did. I loved my job.
She did.
And I had somebody challenge me to say that it wasn't enough. And I didn't know enough about myself to, what to do next, right? Like when a loved one challenges you, do you know yourself enough, to dig your heels in and say, now, wait a minute, and know how to move? I didn't. And so I fell for the challenge and walked away from something that I really, really enjoyed. And my life was like foggy for a while. I was definitely figuring it out. And don't get me wrong, I continued to make great career moves as far as financially, but nothing touched my heart like that first position in television did, not even doing hair.
Wow.
But, you make those decisions and you have to live with your choices, right? But if I didn't make them, there's no way that I could have picked up all of these characteristics. I couldn't have learned all the lessons that I've learned. And even now, I'm starting to see what God is doing. I'm starting to see, because there was a point that I did go back to that job. I went back. And it didn't feel right. It was gray and dark, and like you could tell, my time had passed there. So it was necessary, but it was definitely a choice that haunted me for a while. So for those of you all who have made choices and you feel like, man, I shouldn't have made that choice, try your very best to look forward, because the energy you spend looking backwards, it's going to drain you for the very thing you've been created to do.
Yeah.
So just try your best to say, I made that choice. It is a part of my makeup. It was absolutely necessary for me to be and become the person that God has created me to be. If I didn't walk away from television, I would never have that hole. I would never have that quest to find what was going to fill it. And so how could I become the person that God created me to be without it? So choices.
Yeah, well, speaking of walking away from stuff, I'm about to get a little dark.
Go.
Relationships.
Well.
People make the choices to walk away from marriages, and I'm gonna just put myself out there. I've walked away from my first marriage to get to a better marriage. I mean, and it's not a bad thing. It's just how life throws you curveballs, and you may look at them and say, "Oh man, why did that happen, man?" Da, 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 da. But there's a choice inside of that helps you, and on both ends, we both found people that we mesh with. We mesh with. I mean, this is my yang. I'm yin, she yang, or either way, I could be yang or whatever. But that's just how things are, and it's not that you hate the individual. At the time, it was a choice that had to be made, and the choice was to better yourself.
Yeah.
On both of you, you have to better yourself. So there are times that you have to just walk away from those things, and that will be a good choice for you to make. I'm not talking to you. I'm not telling you what to do, because I already told you. I just give you my life experiences.
Yes.
Yeah, but half the time, and when you really sit back and really think about, is this worth it? Is this worth my life? Is this the rest of my life? No, make a choice. Make a choice. Say, am I going to stay in this relationship and continue to be treated such a way, or am I going to make a choice and say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and leave, man, because I think that if I just step out on faith, I know that if I step out on faith, I'm going to find the thing that I'm supposed to be, the choice that's made for me, like the choice God made, because God makes choices too. He pairs people up. We met in Jamaica, and everything about our rendezvous was just like out of a movie.
Yeah.
And so,
It
God,
really was.
Yeah, and funny thing is, I made a choice. I made a choice to go at it alone, and I met this wonderful, beautiful,
Oh.
beautiful woman.
All right, babe, stay focused.
Choices.
Yes.
I chose
That
it.
was a hard choice, though.
I wasn't finished.
Oh.
So
There was so much dead air. I didn't know.
it's like no, go ahead. I'm fine.
No, go ahead, babe.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, you God makes a choice for you. Half the time when you can't decide, you're like, how am I going? Should I do this? Should I do the? God says, move. I got this. This is for you. This is for you. Because life is about choices, and he lets you know that he is the ultimate decision maker for choices, whether it's bad. And you'll go down a rabbit hole of things like, why did this happen to me, Lord? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? It's the choice you made, but at the end of the day, God says, this is the choice I made for you. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. It may hurt right now, but you're going to like it at the end. So, really think about your choices. Think about the things that you really want to let go, that you're scared to let go because you're like, damn, if I do that, is it gonna help me? Is it gonna hurt me? Don't even think about that. Just do it, man. Nike made a slogan about it. Just do it. Even the Booty Warrior, he made a song. He made a thing said, I likes you, I want you. The choice is yours. We can do it the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
Jesus.
That's just it. Choices, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are those hard choices, like you said, to step away from your first marriage was hard. People think that it's easy, or people say like, oh, you shouldn't do this. You're married. We throw around marriage, right? And marriage is a respectable covenant. But we do have to be honest when that covenant is broken. You do understand that marriage is a promise. It is a contract. It is a exchange of vows. Do we know what vows are? Vows are promises. I'm making a promise to you. So if you made promises to someone and they broke those promises, technically your covenant is broken. Now you can make a choice to renew the covenant. You could say, okay, you broke it, but we're going to renew it and we're going to start afresh. People have done that and they have done well. But sometimes, just sometimes, you are challenged to figure out what was at the core of my choice, right?
Yeah.
When I got married, why did I really get married?
Why?
Why did I really get married? And why are we really still married? When you start to have those hard decisions, do not do it without God. Alan didn't make a move without God. I didn't make a move without God. Like, put God first. And like he said, sometimes God will definitely step in and say, I will make the hard choices for you. And you'll know because they won't feel good.
Yeah.
It didn't feel good for him to walk away. That's not an easy thing to do. But when you make the choice to, like you said, and just step out on faith and do it, knowing that God will lead you, that he'll protect you, and that he'll save you, you'll be okay. And it's funny that you say God makes choices too, because I'm going to be really honest, in this changing season, this season is so uncomfortable for me.
Right.
Like I told you guys, the choice that haunted me the most was leaving television. I had this thing about corporate America, corporate America, corporate America, corporate America. Well, baby, corporate America been beating my butt ever since.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, it's almost like life is smashing my face in it. Like, oh, you like it, you like it, you like it, and I'm like, I don't like it, I don't like it. But again, if we don't make those choices, then we can't become who we were created to be. And now that I'm in this position where I know what I don't like, I know what I don't like. And God is challenging me to say, okay, here's what I've called you to do. I said to him, I don't want to do it.
Wow.
And he let me know, well, you irreplaceable. Next. Like, I've got something. I've got something that needs to be created and completed in the earth. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Because this is a choice thing. God is a God of free will. He's not going to force you to do anything. But if you submit and surrender, like Alan said, the ride will be rocky. It will be hurtful sometimes and even disappointing, but not for the greater good. Like, by the time it's said and done, and we've had an amazing journey and we just getting started. Like I say often, there is no way I could have ever known that Alan would be the husband that he is. There's no way. Even when I wanted him and prayed for him and asked God about it, and even hearing from God about what he had to say about Alan, it's just no words that would have ever prepared me to take in all of what he is to me.
Pause.
Oh, well, no, it's not a pause for me. All of what he is to take in. So, yeah, choices. The hard ones and the easy ones. Because, yes, there's hard choices to walk away, but sometimes it's a hard choice to stay.
Yeah.
What about the thing that you're saying, God, I don't want to do this, and he's saying, stay, be still, be still, be still.
'Cause if you
You got to
choose to walk
trust
away.
that too.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yep.
if you walk away from that choice, God be like, shh, now we got to start all over again. Damn it.
Yes.
All right. But it's funny. I was just thinking about something when you was talking about the vows that you give, and when you start talking like that, I start, my wheels start turning in my head, and I made a vow to Erica, and it's a double entendre of vows because she says, when you make that vow, and my vow to Erica is, A.E., I owe you. You changed my life. So,
I like that.
A.E., I owe you. But you can't say why,
Okay.
because sometimes, but that was just off subject. It was just there.
I
had to
love
let
that
it
play
out.
on words.
Yeah, it was a double entendre.
But the
A.E., I
truth
owe
is,
you.
you've let the world know how much I've saved your life, but you have saved my life.
Yeah.
You really have. You challenged the little girl in me. Like, I wanted to, yes, I started my career really early, so everybody thought I was so mature, and I am in a lot of ways. But this one here, my God, to be with him, you got to be a grown woman, okay? You got to be like all the way grown, not 18, 21. You got to be grown. And so Alan challenges me, and I know that there is no way that I could accomplish the things that God has asked me to accomplish without the challenge of him, without someone this strong of a partner to stand next to me, to be able to lead me, because you got to be strong to lead me. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You got to know like okay?
Yeah.
And his confidence, his tenacity, his wisdom, and his silence. Oh, his silence. Like, My husband said, because I'm a talker, I could talk you down. Okay.
Loquacious.
Yes.
That's what I call
But
them.
Alan's biggest and best fight is his prayers. The prayers that you don't know about. The ones that turn you around in the middle of the night and you find out later it's because he prayed for you.
Yeah. I
So,
do it all the time.
yeah, those gifts, there's no way God could have even told me existed
Yeah.
before I experienced them. So you saved my life too. You continue to save my life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for all the people out there that's watching, that's looking at this and going, yeah, I'm a changed man. Look at the range, man. I got a whole new game plan. You know, y'all knew the old me, but I made a choice to become this new person that it took a while, but you know, I made some bad choices in my life in my teen years and in my 20s and stuff that, you know, I wasn't proud of. But I made a lot of good choices, and those are the things that I really hold on to. And you know, I chose to go to Islam. You know, it didn't work out, but for some reason, Islam is drawing me back. I do a lot of Islamic praying now. I chose to be a 5%er, you know, and I was just like, what? But sometimes 5%ers, I get it. You know, some of the stuff y'all say, I'll be like, I understand that. So then I chose to be a Christian, but then a lot of Christian people I knew kind of threw me off. I'm like, but I still hold Christian values. So I wrap all three of them up, and the number's 3 again. I wrap all 3 of them up and just trying to prepare myself and carve a new me with all 3 of those things. And those are things that I choose to do, man. You know, and and getting back into choices too. I also recommend that when you choose, make sure it's the right choice. You know, think about it, pray on it, and take whatever answer that God gives you. Utilize it and make it count. Don't count the days, make the days count. You know, and choose. You know, be a choosy lover. You know,
Now, people will say, how do I know that it's God? And how do I know if I make the right choice? Well, what I learned a long time ago is that real faith is believing God so much that even if you're wrong, he knows how to reach you.
yep.
So just make a choice and he'll meet you. Once you say, like, God, I'm asking you to come into my life. I'm inviting you to help me. I need your help. Make a choice. And I promise you, he will make it plain for you.
Yeah.
I also want to say that, babe, you talk a lot about that was the old you and you're a new man. I do love that you constantly evolve. But the true character of who you are has really never changed. You always were a sweet, loving, wise man. Your environment, you know, did celebrate you making certain choices and having a certain behavior. But the funny thing is, when I met you, I always saw you right as you are today. And some of those behaviors, remember, I used to say, like, I don't know, for me, when I would see him and he would tell me about some of the things he did, I laughed because it seemed like he had on a clown suit. I was like, who's that guy? I don't even know him.
Yeah.
So,
And
you
to fit
know,
to my environment. I had to make a choice.
yeah, but God will give you
Survival.
vision. God will give you vision. And there's a lot of women out there that, you know, people talk about you and say, I don't know how you could be with that man, because you see a vision of him that has not yet come, but to you is real. But here's the secret. If you have a vision of a man and he has not yet become it, pray him through. Don't fuss. Don't criticize. Just pray him through.
Pray him
Not
through.
in front of him, silently. Just pray that man through. Whatever you see in him, pray it through.
Yeah.
And in most cases, God will allow the opportunity for you to be the one to speak the thing to him. But he won't have an ear to hear unless you pray first.
Yeah, and
So-
and a lot of people, man, they abandon their choices because they can't. Like you just said, you got to pray them through.
Yeah.
Some people, they're impatient.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and be with Carl over here. And if it's a Carl watching, I'm not talking about you. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go
Or
ahead
we
and-
could.
Yeah.
No.
I'm talking about Carl. You know, I like Carl, and then next thing you know, Carl do something, and now you don't want to mess with Carl no more. You know, it's like, oh, you made a choice. You put a quarter in the jukebox. You gotta
Let
listen
that play
to let that
some.
thing play all the way through. Yeah, you can't
Let
leave
that play
because
song. Let that song play. Go ahead.
it's
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, it's like you put a quarter in the jukebox, you gotta let that thing play. So it's like you chose this person, and then one time that they do something off kilter of what your choices and stuff was, now you don't want to mess with no more. You're gonna find yourself making choice after choice after choice after choice after choice, and then you're never gonna find the person that you're supposed to be with. Even if God sends you the choice, you're gonna find something wrong with it and be like, nah, I can't do this. Nah, he was too nice, he was too loving, he was too mean, he was too nice. But people come into people's life to help change the person. Certain things about me, my wife helped me through them, and she was patient. She made a choice. I'm gonna stay with this dude because I see the core value in this person. So I'm gonna stay, and it's nothing to help change somebody because people want change. You got a lot of kids out here making these stupid decisions and stupid choices in life, but in actuality, man, they really just want somebody to love them, but they don't know how. And then when somebody does love them, it's like don't love, and then they and it's a tough love. But after a while, you'll find a person later down the line. They'll come in and they'll be more inviting to you and open to you, and that's a choice that they made, and then they'll make choices and better choices in life, and you are a person that helped cultivate that.
That's very true. But a lot of people keep running from partners because the real person they're running from is themselves.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about relationships, and we don't like it, but it is true of friendships and romantic relationships. That person will always mirror the thing that you hate about yourself the most.
Yeah.
They will always mirror it. So I challenge you, if there is something about your partner that gets on your last nerve, I mean, that thing just gets on you and you just can't shake it off. Ask God to reveal to you what is it about that characteristic that lies in you. Baby, once you own that thing, it gives you so much understanding of that person because you got it too. You just don't like it about yourself. So when you find it in you and you own it and you begin to change it, your partner will do the same because people are reflections. The people that are closest to you in life are in some degree, a reflection of who you are. Just take a minute, look at all the people that you're the closest to. Some of them have some reflection of you. So that's all they always say, you are who you hang around. That's why we're attracted to people who are like us.
Yeah.
So
you choose to hang around 9 millionaires, you bound to be the 10th one. You hang around 9 crackheads,
Well.
you choose, you'll be the 10th one.
well, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
So what other choices, babe? Good choices. What's the best choice you made? I know besides me.
Damn, well, you already said it, so we out.
That concludes today's show.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, the best choice I ever made was really to stay drug free.
Yeah.
Drug free. I saw what drugs did to a lot of people in my community, my friends, family members, and I just chose not to do it. But in actuality, I tried, like weed and all that stuff, but God chose it for me because every time I do it, it don't affect me. So God chose not to put that stuff into
Your
my
body
system.
rejected.
Yeah, it rejected it.
Yeah. The same. You talk about making a bold choice to be with me, but me too. To make the choice to be with you was bold. I mean, everybody has so much to say about it.
Yeah.
Everybody had so much to say about it until we came out publicly and they saw the way he loved me. Then it was, oh my God, I wish I had a guy like that, or, but that's the thing about choices too. Sometimes you have to make a choice when nobody agrees with it. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stand like 10 toes down? And I think walking away from television prematurely, in my mind anyway, forcing me to hold on to my choices. Like, nope, if I make a choice, nobody has to agree with it except for me. And God has often put me in that position. Like, I'm going to have you make a choice. Everybody that you know and love is going to be against it. And then when it works out, be prepared because they're going to celebrate it too. Okay. And that's what continues to happen. Like, people have a lot to say about my choices, but when they work out, everybody's a fan.
Yeah. Or they don't say nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do have a few that say nothing. Or they've already excused themselves out of my life. So they're not around by the time it's successful. But nonetheless, be bold in your choices. Be bold in your faith.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make choices because life is about choices. Yep.
Yep.
So that concludes today's show, babe.
Yep. And I want y'all one last thing to choose from.
Yes.
Choose to subscribe to this channel. Choose, because this is the right decision. And I'm telling you, because you're going to get everything you need from this. Choose to like, subscribe, and share the Alan and Erica Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and if you got anything out of today's show, share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Just watch it together.
Yeah. And tell them that you just saw a show. And I'm Alan.
And I'm Erica.
See you later.
And this is the Alan and Erica Show.
I always forget that. What the hell?
That's
All right.
okay.
All right, we gotta rehearse that.